Hello there, South Mississippi, and thank you for waking up with Wesley. I am Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams, and I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams for about a year or so now. Anyway, let's take a look at the forecast because it is going to be on the wet side today. I hope that you are ready with your rain gear. We'll get 1 day of use out of your umbrella before we swap the umbrella out for a sweater tomorrow. Tomorrow's our final cool day before Christmas. So you only get 1 day, and then it's kind of off to a milder trend as we go to the weekend and pretty much all next week. So let's take a look at the map, find out where this cooler air is coming from. As we see where we are on the map, we're on the Gulf Coast, and today we got a lot of warm air coming in from the Gulf. That's why our temperatures are in the middle 60s. But notice the cooler air to our north. We're tracking cold blast of air out of Canada, and it's got the temperature in North Dakota down to just 7 degrees above zero. So it's freezing near the U.S.-Canada border. And right where you see that clash, where the warm air meets the cold air, that's where you're going to find a cold front on the map. And that front is expected to arrive here in South Mississippi tonight. That's how we get to a cool down tomorrow. Now, before that front gets here, we're staying mild, and we're probably going to stay with some showers on the map. As you can see, we are tapping into these showers coming in off the moisture-rich Gulf, and so that makes it easy for these rain showers to develop. We've also seen a few thunderstorms earlier this morning in parts of South Mississippi. Those were mainly near Saucier, northern Harrison County. As you can see, though, the majority of this rain, if we hit the pause button, is basically over the Alabama and Florida coast. And our front is still situated back off to the north and west. So our front that we're waiting on is still back here. I just drew it for you. So keep that in mind. That's where the cold front is. So if that's where the cold front is, then what's going on right here? We have this kind of bubble of just sunshine, no clouds, no rain over Louisiana. And I think that this little break in the rain, this little break in the clouds, that's going to head our way later today. So even though this morning we've got showers in the area, by midday this afternoon, we might get a break in the rain showers and get a little just, a peak of sunshine at times. Now, it doesn't last forever because behind that, that's where we have the cool front, and there's a few more showers that are developing right ahead of that front, and those are going to move in later tonight. So we're going to take a look at the futurecast in a moment to show you how that all plays out. Here we go. I'm loading in the futurecast. And so here we go with this morning, and the computer modeling is still showing some rain showers across parts of South Mississippi. So as you head out the door, be sure to have your rain gear. You might not need it for the whole day, but I do think our best chances for rain today are going to be in the morning. There's that little break. You can already see it back here. Look at that sun. Closer to Macomb and Natchez, Mississippi this morning during the 8 o'clock hour. So that's going to move our way, I think, as we get toward the middle of the day. Notice by noon, where's most of the rain? It's kind of off to our east. We're seeing it closer to the Alabama line, over toward Mobile, Pensacola, Panama City, and we're getting some of this sunshine just getting closer and closer to us off in the western part of our area. So as we go to the afternoon, it looks like many of us are catching a break. Look at this, dry in Wiggins, dry in Lucedale, dry in Picayune and Poplarville. But not everyone, right? This is why we can't go with a 0% rain chance for the afternoon, because I spy one shower, and it might be one with a downpour, popping up over Jackson County. And there's actually another one that's very close to the Harrison County coast as well. So there is still a chance to see some showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder developing during the afternoon. But I think more of us are going to be catching a break, fewer of us getting some rain, which is kind of opposite from this morning. This morning, more of us are getting some rain, fewer of us are catching a break. Now, as we go to the evening hours, sunset, around around 5 in the evening, the sky getting darker, we're going to look off to the west and have one final push of rain chances. Those are right ahead of the cold front. And so these are going to move in after dark. We'll see if they can produce any rain for us here in South Mississippi. As you can see, we do find some of them across our area. Look at that in Pearl River County. Look at that in Hancock County around 8, 9, and 10 o'clock tonight. And these are going to continue to move in from the west to the east. So basically between sunset and midnight tonight, that's going to be when we see maybe a little bit of an uptick in rain chance. And I think the farther north you go, the better this chance will be. Because if you look at this whole line as a whole, you know, all the way from, oops, wrong tool, need my circular, all the way from Alabama, all the way down to Louisiana, where do we see the highest concentration of precipitation, the highest continuous amount of rain? And it'll primarily be in this kind of northern flank of the line. Now, once you get, you know, that's primarily over Alabama. Once you get down to Louisiana, it's looking like the line is very broken. There's very little left of it right there, right? So that's what the trend, I think, will be. Better rain chances north, lower rain chances south as we go through South Mississippi's evening forecast. If you go way to the north, closer to Tennessee, that's where there might actually be some severe weather. There was a level 1 risk of severe weather for parts of Tennessee. I think that has been taken down to no level. But our computer modeling is showing maybe there could be some gusty straight line winds moving eastward through Tennessee. And I would say that kind of more robust part of that storm line would also cross into northern Alabama, moving from west to east from Birmingham toward Atlanta heading into tonight. But the good news for us down here in South Mississippi, we're kind of on the weakest part of that line where the showers are more broken apart. So we're really not going to see a whole lot, I think, other than just some passing showers and maybe a rumble of thunder as we go to this evening. So with that in mind, our umbrella index is in the red category today, and this means that we are expecting a widespread coverage of rain. And while you will likely want your rain gear with you, you're probably going to use it at some point today, you're not going to need it the whole day as we're going to see those breaks. The WLOX weather app forecast has that hour by hour information showing those higher rain chances for this morning, and then we get into some breaks as we go into the afternoon. Now, some places don't keep the chance low, and if we show the zoomed in futurecast here, this is going to load for us, and we'll kind of walk you through. You know, we did zoomed out futurecast earlier. We're going to do the zoomed in one here, but do this one a little bit more quickly. So this morning, that 60% rain chance for the area. And then by midday, we're seeing the rain chance dropping to 50, if not 40% by the afternoon. It's not completely blank, right? You are seeing some green on this map. So that means our blend of computer models is indicating there's going to be some rain somewhere in South Mississippi by Thursday afternoon. But you see more places with no green than places with green. So that's what we're thinking. There's going to be more breaks and more sunshine in some spots this afternoon, which helps those temperatures to approach the milder 70s. Now, as we go into the evening hours, look at the increase, right? We're seeing more green on the map. The potential for rain increases this evening after sunset as we get that final push of rain right before the front arrives. And so that's that evening push. And then by the time we go to later overnight, it's completely dry. That rain chance hitting 0% once we get to the Friday morning time frame. So that's that cold front moving in. And we are expecting to see some chilly changes for tomorrow and tomorrow night. And then it's pretty much mild for the weekend. Before we go, I do want to quickly take a look at the first alert radar. I don't really talk a whole lot about the now because this is going to become very outdated the moment that this live broadcast of this video ends. But during the 8 o'clock hour, you can see the majority of the rain activity taking place mainly over the Alabama coast, Mobile County, Baldwin County. We are seeing some rain here in South Mississippi. That's primarily near Poplarville, Wiggins, Van Cleve, Hurley, Lucedale. And then there's plenty of places that are getting no rain at all, anywhere from Waveland Bay St. Louis. I circled too big. Let's say Waveland Bay St. Louis to Gulfport. And then we're also seeing some more breaks in the rain, Gaucher and Pascagoula. I do see some light showers taking place near Biloxi, D'Iberville, St. Martin, Ocean Springs, though. So as we take a look at the forecast into the next 7 days, the trend here, like I said, is for today to be mild, and we'll see those milder 70s. Tomorrow, cool. You can actually see we wake up tomorrow morning to chilly 40s, And tomorrow afternoon, only lower 60s. So you can wear your sweater for one day tomorrow before you break the short sleeves back out. There's one more cold morning there. Saturday morning, we are forecasting 43 on the coast, but it could actually drop to 37 for some of the inland areas. So 43 closer to Gulfport, Biloxi, Pascagoula, but maybe 37 closer to Wiggins, as well as Perkinston and Van Cleve and Saussure. Now, after that kind of chilly Saturday morning, that's pretty much it. We're turning milder into the rest of the weekend. Winter officially starts on Sunday, and we're forecasting a high of 71. There is technically another cool front that tries to move into the area Sunday night, so that might take our temperature slightly down for next Monday into the upper 60s. And then you can see mild Tuesday, mild Christmas Eve Wednesday, and we're probably also going to stay on the mild side for Christmas Day Thursday. And in tomorrow's edition of Waking Up with Wesley, we'll talk more about the Christmas outlook. But spoiler alert, it's just going to be on the mild side. You can see our latest 10-day forecast, by the way, by simply opening your First Alert weather app or by heading to WLOX.com/weather. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. We'll see you again next time.